news, everyone!
If you guys do have anything you ever want me to talk about over here, make sure that you're hitting up that Discord. And there is a Kids News Corner channel. Drop whatever article and I will talk about it. Like I was saying, Nintendo had their Nintendo Direct for essentially everything that they are expecting for probably essentially end of life of Switch. And we'll go ahead and go over that stuff. Let me go through this Nintendo Direct. So first of all, there is a new Zelda game, a Legend of Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom, but Zelda is going to be the protagonist. I do have a trailer for this we'll go ahead and look at, but a first for the series. Well, probably not. There's probably another Zelda Legend of Zelda game that you played as Zelda, but a first for the probably the actual mainline Zelda series, because I'm thinking probably the Philips CDI once had some of that shit. Yep, they are doing it. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond has some gameplay and a release window. We will be looking at this as well, because I know people love themselves some Metroid Prime. Yes, yeah, that the Zelda game looks fucking so good too. Mario and Luigi Brothership is jumping to Nintendo Switch this November. This one has a lot of that, some of the other Mario and Luigi games. Looks very cool, co-op kind of thing. Very, very cute. Dragon Quest 3 HD to 2D remake is coming to Switch. I'm gonna be honest, Dragon Quest not really my thing, but I think that could be very fun. Looked too good for the Switch. I thought it looked pretty good too, actually, man. I was kind of shocked at how good it looked, especially when I was thinking back about how much, because I only played a little bit of Prime, the first Prime, and I was like, why does, I mean, it looks so much better. And I was like, I don't know. We'll see though. Donkey Kong Country Returns is getting an HD revival on Switch as well. That was a Wii game, I believe. There's another Super Mario Party game called Super Mario Party Jamboree. That's coming this year as well. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics is bringing 7 beloved games to Switch. This could be kind of sick. Some of these Marvel vs. Capcom games are pretty good. Oh yeah, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and Four Swords. Metroid Zero Mission, Perfect Dark, and Turok Dinosaur Hunter are being added to the Nintendo Switch Online later today. Okay, so Perfect Dark is Casper. Perfect Dark is one of the ones that's so good. That Nintendo 64 Perfect Dark is so good. Turok, I was so hyped for. And then Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Four Swords is a weird looking game. I don't know if it's a bundle of those two games, or if it's like a modded like Link to the Past Four Swords type game. Very weird. Metroid Zero Mission looked okay, but yeah, very, very cool games there. Nintendo World Championship NES Edition gets a new look. Could be whatever. You get to do the news in the dark. Hey, listen, I prefer the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. Nintendo Switch Sports is adding basketball as a free update this summer. That is like the Wii Sports equivalent for the Switch. Nintendo gave fans another look at Lego Horizon Adventures, officially coming to the Switch and everything. Pretty cool. Mobile game Fantasia is being released on Switch this holiday. Okay, cool. Tales of the Shire, which is like a Lord of the Rings game, lets you live a peaceful life as a hobbit. Fine, hold my soda. Sure, no problem, buddy. You have to wait for the greens. The greens will come up after the lights switch themselves back on. So this Tales of the Shire game, I looked at some trailers of it before. It all looked okay. Hello Kitty Adventure Island is a cozy game with our Sanrio favorites. Okay, I don't know much about Hello Kitty, but it's definitely a thing. Disney Illusion Island's Mystery is in Monolith. Free update is out today. Good Christ, what a mouthful. Disney Illusion Island's Mystery in Monolith free update. Call nonsense on that. Hey, that's how the cookie crumbles, my friend. Damn, the cat's even out, bro. You scared the cat away, man. That's okay. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is coming to Switch in just a couple days on the 27th. Funko Fusion gameplay trailer was revealed. This is a game they've showed off a couple of times. Whatever. Kind of a weird Funko game. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded is an action-packed 2D pixel tower defense game. Metal Slug, always kind of an interesting game. Interesting to see how that ends up kind of turning out. Darkest Dungeon 2 will bring its terror to Switch next month. Beautiful. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports looks like a zany good time. I didn't even see anything about this one yet. Jump at the shoes of Roadrunner, Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, and more in a wacky version of basketball, soccer, golf. Oh,
someone there?
I think the lights got a little stuck. I think you may have broke them just slightly. So sorry. Along the way, you'll visit Galactic Outpost Delta, Porky's Barn, and Martian Command Center. You have the full Acme arsenal at your disposal when the game arrives this fall. Maybe we'll check out. We'll see if we can find a trailer for this. This could be goofy. Stray is going to be meowing its way to the Switch this holiday. That's kind of an interesting move. I'm betting it will look not good, but it'll be mobile and could be very fun. Mayo, Memories in Orbit, is a Metroidvania set on a dangerous technological arc. I checked out the trailer for this and it looked very okay. So we'll see. But still look charming. Yeah, I didn't look at the thing for Stray, but I figured it's not gonna look good. But if your thing was just to be able to play the game because the game is very fun, you could still do it, you know. So, new crewmate and imposter roles are coming to Among Us today. Cool. Just Dance 2025 dances onto the scenes this October. Cool. Ace Attorney Investigations collection looks to serve justice this September. I know people love Ace Attorney, but good Christ, those games are so weird to me. Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero is a tactical turn-based game from the creators of Disgaea? I have no idea what that is. Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero. Tactical turn-based game. Japan only Ace Attorney. That's cool though. Like I said, people love those Ace Attorney games, and I've seen very little of them. I don't completely understand them. I think there's it's almost like a mystery kind of thing. Like you're trying to work through like figuring some things out and stuff. I think is how those games go. They look fine. It's just probably not my kind of game. Farmiga brings together monster combat, collecting, and farming because everybody wants to do farming nowadays. The 100 Line Last Defense Academy is the new game for the creators of Dang and Ronpa. Bang and Rampa. I probably butchered the name of that one. That's my bad. Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven is returning as a full remake. Beautiful. Experience the Alvarez Empire arc in Fairy Tail 2. The new Denpa Men is a free-to-play RPG where you must scour radio waves for small creatures. Good Christ, there are so many things here. Okay, that's it. Whew, I was gonna say, man, this was a long direct. It seemed like I didn't even get to watch the direct. I just was trying to pull as much information as I could. So out of these, we'll try and grab a couple. I have a couple trailers we'll look at, and maybe we'll grab a couple of additional ones just to take a look at. And we'll see what's good. Boo! Oh my God, easy there. 40 minutes, but yeah, dense. That was quick. Then. For 40 minutes of stuff. So first one I was gonna take a look at is that Legend of Zelda Echo of Wisdom. This looks like it's pretty good. This is like a trailer, and then it also has like some gameplay and stuff we'll take a look at real quick, which I think is definitely worth it. The gameplay stuff it makes sense when you kind of see what it's gonna be like. So let's take a look.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, I like how they are kind of sticking with the look of the logo from like the newer games now. It's a good idea.
What you just saw.
Kind of find a logo and stick with it.
The Legend of Zelda: Echoes.
How many times Link gonna save Zelda? Bro, did you just watch this?
Around, Link has vanished. Now it's up to Princess Zelda to step into the protagonist role.
That's right.
You might be thinking, will Zelda fight with a sword then? Here, we wanted to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective. To explain more, please take a look at this video.
Yes. Gosh darn it, Ron. Also, I love the look of this.
Away. Across the vast lands of Hyrule,
It has the same look as the
rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including
Link's Awakening remake.
Now alone, Zelda
Probably the same
fairy
dev
Tri
team.
receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod and sets off on a journey across Hyrule to save her kingdom. By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo.
This is
Once
crazy.
you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it whenever you'd like. Even if there's
Okay.
a wall blocking your path, you can create echoes of tables to get a leg up. Just like that.
Interesting.
You can create wooden boxes, old beds, and unusual things like water blocks. How you use them separately or together is entirely up to you.
This game
Learn
feels
and
like it's going to
create
be
echoes of
pure
things you
puzzles.
find while exploring Hyrule. You might be surprised at what you discover. Even battles will look different. You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example.
Yeah.
That's not
Just
all.
beat
though.
him with a rock.
You can
Wait.
also create echoes of monsters.
Check this
After
out.
doing so, they'll fight by your side.
And then you can just have them fucking. You can just
Monsters have
make
different
monsters
abilities,
and
so
fucking
choose
kill
the
them.
one you want to create based on the situation. Wisdom is key, after all.
Ah. So yes, very puzzle based. I'm guessing more than anything
In
else.
Hyrule without Link, the fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
How was that? I hope you enjoyed this.
All right. So here's what I was gonna say. I was a little confused when I saw the Deku Tree. Like this is like very much the Deku Tree from Ocarina of Time. So I know people are kind of speculating on where this takes place in the timeline. Just interesting that I saw this. I'm not gonna speculate much more than that. Lesson to the gameplay, that's fair. It's definitely a departure and kind of a different thing. I think it could be a lot of fun because I think at first I was like, what is this going to be like? And then I was like, oh, it's going to be very much a puzzle game, not like a combat heavy game. So you're very much having to kind of, think through how to, which items are going to help you get to do whatever you want to do, And I think that could be interesting. So I was like, cool. I'm interested. I would love to keep on seeing more. I think that this is, do they have a date on it? Yeah. So September 26th. So just in a couple of months. But I think this could be a fun kind of a nice side Zelda game, not as quite as intense as some of the other recent Zelda games. So and also Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Let's take a look at this trailer. This was a pretty good one too. I don't think there was too much going on in this one as well. Yes, it starts out very quiet. I know that. Got it. It looks very good. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm excited to see more. Oops. Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know if they had a date or anything for it yet. So sometime next year, which definitely means could be Switch 2. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this next one. That was about everything from the Switch stuff that I saw or the Nintendo stuff that I was even interested in. So it is what it is. The Jackbox Mega Picker solves the biggest issue with the party pack. So this is kind of an interesting idea. Let me read through a little bit of the article, and we'll kind of discuss it. If anybody uses Jackbox, this is pretty cool, I think. The Jackbox party packs are getting a much needed quality of life improvement, a singular source from which all Jackboxes may flow. Today, Jackbox Game announced the Jackbox Mega Picker, a free product for Steam that allows players to pull their various game packs under one umbrella, the Mega Picker. This will release in July. As a regular Jackbox game host, I can attest that this has been sorely needed. There are lots of mini games over the Jackbox party packs, over 50 in fact, and while some of them are made redundant by sequels, there are still a couple of games from every pack worth revisiting. The variety is why Jackbox is such a party pleaser. Gaspionage. Okay, so they're just going through some other things. So from my understanding is this will just be like a thing that you can boot up and you can pick whatever game from a big list of all the games from all the packs that you own, instead of going through and opening up and doing like a single pack of games and choosing those games and then having to close that software and then opening up another one. You're just opening up one big thing and it has all your games in there, which makes it a lot easier to just pick them. So pretty cool little quality of life thing, one of those things that's just like, oh, okay, I'm glad they're figuring it out here. Next up, I want to talk about the Helldivers 2 little update to the dilemma that came up last week about. I think I was talking about it. So Helldivers, the devs gave everybody a choice and what they could do, either save some sick kids or try to get this anti-tank stratagem. And apparently the players chose to save the kids, and the devs decided to go ahead and make a donation in the name of the Helldivers, of course, and they sent this little picture. I thought this was pretty fucking cute. It turns out even slightly mean philosophical pranks by the developers of satirical war games can have a heartwarming ending. Last week, Helldivers 2 developer Arrowhead Game Studios issued players with a major order and a stark moral choice: save the hospital of sick kids from an army of killer robots, or earn a cool anti-tank mine they've always wanted. En masse players selflessly chose the 6 kids, and now they're getting their just rewards, feeling good about themselves. Arrowhead Chief Creative Officer Johan revealed on Twitter that the studio made a $4,311 donation to save the children to commemorate the community in-game generosity. That is right. People in game did something and they were like, you know what? We got you guys. So they did. Yeah, they donated a couple $1,000s, which is crazy, just for people doing simple, pretty, like a couple of missions and stuff. Man, that is such a cool fucking little twist, because it's not like they talked about that's what was going to happen. The good vibes continued within the game's lore. The studio's official Helldivers 2 account shared an adorable sketch of a smiling child holding hands with a Helldiver. Dear Helldivers, thank you so much for saving us. They told us you made a lot of sacrifices, minds, and lives to help us. Will always be grateful, and now we can grow up to become Helldivers too. With Liberty, the very sick children of super citizen Ans. Damn, that is actually just fucking so cool. I just thought this was a cool little update to that immediate thing, that whole thing we talked about last week about this. I was like, I thought it was just kind of goofy and fun, like a very interesting moral decision. And I am super happy that the players were like, let's go for the sick kids. And I was like, that's super cool. And then they were like, and then the devs were like, you know what? Because of that, we're gonna make a donation in the name of, you know. God damn, that is so nice. Yeah, just something so simple. I'm glad Arrowhead has been able to get such a successful game with Helldivers 2 and given them kind of a platform to do some of this kind of stuff. Because I feel like they've been one of the beacons for the last couple of little bit here, where they've made a game, you know, that I feel like has been well received because they've put a lot of work into it, and you know, and love and everything as well. But they've listened to their communities, they've made adjustments. They, you know, even during the stuff with Sony, they kind of were like, hey, we're, you know, this is, they even were trying to be like, listen, you know, it's not like we are trying to ask you to do this, but unfortunately they were kind of tied with, you know, Sony kind of publishing them. You know, it kind of sucked, but you know, I think everybody's kind of come out on top, and I think the game is still doing well, which is good. Getting your cynicism proven wrong can be great, man. I love it. I love that stuff. It's great. But I mean, let's go from something good to just absolutely something terrible. Embracer is going to go ahead and shut down the Alone in the Dark developer, Peace Interactive, or Pieces Interactive. Last time I had kind of talked about Embracer, we were kind of talking about, like, you know, Embracer, I feel like has kind of made some choices where it's shown that they are dumb, not necessarily evil. And I still feel that's probably true. I probably still agree with that. But like, I don't know. I mean, like, okay, I was like kind of shocked, and there's probably more to it than what I'm seeing here. You know, because I think everybody's jumping to the expectation that Alone in the Dark didn't sell what they thought it would, and so now it's kind of like, oh, are they getting shut down because of that? Which would be legitimately shitty. But it could be just that, I guess. Oh man, to get like a chance at I don't know how many games Pieces Interactive has worked on, but to get like a shot at this, and they're kind of doing this, then maybe it's not great or whatever, but like, then be like, okay, well, you're done then. Like, wow. Alone in the Dark developer Pieces Interactive has been shut down by the now infamous Embracer Group after the game failed to meet expectations, which again, just, I think that's all speculation. That's why they're getting shut down. Just correlation, maybe not causation. A statement on the developer's website lists a 2007 to 2024 lifespan for Pieces Interactive, alongside the message, "Thank you for playing with us." It also offered a short history of the game of the studio before a dedicated paragraph comments on its acquisition by Embracer, which in the last year has also shut down developers Free Radical Design, Onoma, and Volition Games amid layoffs affecting more than 1,000 employees. In 2017, Pieces Interactive was acquired by Embracer Group after working with the expansion for Titan Quest Ragnarok, and the third expansion for Titan Quest Atlantis, the post said. Our last released was the reimagining of Alone in the Dark. Yeah, I knew that it didn't do well, but like I don't know if that's the reason why they're shutting down, because it failed to kind of sell what it needed to. David Harbour can't catch a break. I mean, that's probably, I mean, listen, it's not his fault. They just paid for him to be there. I think that, you know, he was like, okay, sure, whatever, but I don't think he has any vested interest in the game selling well. U.S. Surgeon General proposes social media platforms to have tobacco-like warning labels. I brought this one because I kind of think it's a little bit dumb, but maybe it needs to happen. Like I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I kind of fall with this whole thing, but it definitely feels a little bit stupid. But also, you know, sometimes you have to have certain things be pointed out that are stupid. So I don't know, you know. I don't know how to say this guy's first name, so I really apologize if I F it up. Vivek Murthy, the current U.S. Surgeon General, is urging Congress to take action and introduce a warning label for social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter. In a new op-ed published by the New York Times, Murthy's proposal sounds like the warning labels found on tobacco products, but this new label would warn users that social media usage is not good for their mental health. The mental health crisis among young people is an emergency, and social media has emerged as an important contributor. Adolescents who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media face double the risk of anxiety, depression symptoms, and the average daily use in this age group as of the summer of 2023 was 4.8 hours. Additionally, nearly half of the adolescents say social media makes them feel worse about their bodies. Yeah, so I feel like there's like been a lot of studies about this stuff, and obviously, you know, I'm no health expert, especially when it comes to mental health and anything related. So I agree. Maybe something like this is kind of like a something that needs to kind of happen just to do it, and not that putting warning labels on smoking has ever stopped somebody from smoking. Most people know that smoking causes cancer, at least like tobacco products, you know, mostly or whatever. But yeah, so like, you know, like that's what's happening, or that, you know, there's links to those kinds of things. It's not necessarily that's going to be what stops people, but at least information is being put out there about it. And not that I think people don't have the information, but it's in their face then. Big franchise outside of Stranger Things, keeps falling. Yeah, well, that's true. They have to have a warning label that's hot. Yeah, I agree that there's like those kind of things where you have to have like, hey, do not eat this. This is hot. Whatever. I'm okay with those things because I get, you know, there's some kind of necessity for them. The problem that I see with like, you know, like the difference is like these is like, it feels very much like, well, duh. But also, I mean, I'm also in a much different point in my life than somebody who is probably using those platforms every day. So I kind of brought this up because I was like, I'm not exactly sure how I exactly feel, but I almost feel like it is kind of like a necessary stupid. So YouTube is testing a feature that will allow viewers to add context to videos. There's a very similar thing that happens on Twitter. But apparently YouTube is going to test doing something very similar. YouTube is now testing a community-sourced fact-checking tool that allows users to provide contextual notes on an uploaded video to the platform. In a new blog post, YouTube explains that this new feature, notes, will allow users viewers to add information that clarifies a video. Some examples would be if someone is using older footage to portray something as a current event, if a video is actually a parody, or if a product is being discussed and a video already has an updated version. Yeah, I was gonna say community notes on Twitter. Some of those are great. The only thing I don't like about this one is that you're marking if a video is actually a parody. Nah, you bullshit. Yeah, essentially, right? But I don't necessarily love like we gotta be like, guys, this is just a parody. Like that's kind of the point of a parody. Sometimes you don't know about it, and then as you're watching, you're like, no, bro, what the fuck? You're like, oh, this is a fucking parody. All right. Sometimes I like that realization, you know? Are really dumb though. Facts. YouTube explains that notes on a video will be displayed if they're found to be broadly helpful. As shown in the image below, the notes will be displayed in a small pop-up box below the video's views, an updated date. Viewer of a video with a note displayed will be asked if they are found the note helpful, somewhat helpful, or unhelpful, and explain why. So this is going to become very community driven then. "15 extinct animals you should know about. Some species of the giant tortoise were thought to be extinct, but were actually found in 2019. So kind of showing why, like, hey, this person thought this was because it was, you know, at the time that they were thinking this, what they thought these animals were extinct, and then they actually found them because of this or whatever, you know. Kind of an interesting idea. I don't mind it for the stuff like that, but yeah, we'll see. YouTube will only allow it to be a thing if people don't abuse it. As soon as people abuse it, they'll figure a way to. That sucks. You only have to scroll through a random IG comment section to know the intelligence of our tiny islands in an ocean of stupid. Damn, bro. What a way with words. Some? What do you mean some? Bro, that's messed up. Not everybody is. Just some. Okay. So very cool. That'll be interesting to see if what they end up doing with it, but as of right now, they're just testing it. US government sues Adobe over hidden fees difficulty in canceling subscriptions. I know this has been a thing, and it sounds like Adobe is, I don't know if they're the first, but they are definitely one of the ones who's getting targeted for making things difficult to cancel. This is, for whatever reason, the FTC really made this really did this whole thing where they were trying to figure out like, hey, do you as a company make it more difficult for people to cancel? Which is the thing. I've definitely experienced it where I'm like, how the fuck do I cancel this? And listen, as not the youngest guy, but also not a guy who's very old either, I can usually figure out how to cancel my subscriptions. But God, some companies definitely do. But apparently, some of them are starting getting sued over some things like this. U.S. government is suing computer software company Adobe, alleging that it concealed early cancellation fees and made it difficult to cancel subscriptions to its product. The U.S. Department of Justice filed a complaint following the Federal Trade Commission referral on Monday. In the complaint, the DOJ argues that Adobe has harmed consumers by enrolling them in a default, most lucrative subscription plan without clearly disclosing important plan terms. Interestingly, the DOJ alleged that Adobe failed to disclose to consumers that signed up for an annual paid monthly subscription plan that they actually agreed to a year-long agreement, or else they would receive a pricey termination fee for canceling, arguing it was more powerful retention tool that trapped customers. When customers try to cancel, the DOJ alleges that Adobe would deter the process by rolling out a convoluted cancellation process where customers face several obstacles that impede or delayed their attempts to cancel. Among these examples are customers who have had their phone calls or live chats ended and had to re-explain the reason for their inquiry to the representatives. Yeah, that's a bad look. Guys, I have this one's just special for you guys because I know you guys in chat love the Power Rangers. The nerds that you are. I know you guys love the Power Rangers, so I made sure I'm trying to find the Power Rangers stuff just because I know you guys love it. You guys are all, oh, where's the Power Ranger stuff? So I found a little collaboration and I can show you guys for Ark Survival and Power Rangers.
Whoa. It's morphin' time.
All right. Like I said, I know you guys all love the Power Rangers so much. I'm gonna make sure that I got this for you guys. So if you're into Ark Survival, I guess you can get into some Power Rangers. Yeah, it's Ark. I was like, what the fuck is this? Bro, I was like that the whole time too. Yeah, so Ark Survival Ascended. It's one of the other Ark games. I don't know. I saw this and I only am putting it in here just because it's fucking funny. And not because any of us actually care, but there's still some questions like, why are they still making Power Rangers thought? Like, this is so weird. So there's an Uncharted 2 movie officially in development at Sony. Sony has confirmed Uncharted 2 is officially in development, though the details about the movie sequel are scarce. Sony Pictures executive Stephen Odell confirmed that the news during Sony's presentation at the 2024 Cine Europe trade show. He listed the sequel to the Tom Hardy starring Uncharted film adaptation as one of the studio's upcoming projects, confirming that the movie is officially moving forward. And I knew that Ron was going to be so excited. I know he was like, I love the Uncharted movies. I can't wait till there's 2 of them. Damn. Getting your wish, Ron. Lastly, I want to talk about Elden Ring director Hidetaka Miyazaki won't allow layoffs from FromSoft as long as he's in charge, from what he says. Wasting resources making trash. They won't. Ron needs his marky mark. That's true. So Elden Ring creator and FromSoft president Hidetaka Miyazaki said he won't allow the devastating video game industry layoffs to affect his studio as long as he's in charge. Speaking to PC Gamer, Miyazaki said he can't 100% guarantee that FromSoft will be safe from job losses, which have so far seen thousands to lose their job, whatever, but wouldn't allow it as long as the company is his responsibility. FromSoft is owned by a Japanese organization, Kadokawa Corporation, so the decision isn't wholly in Miyazaki's hands. However, Microsoft, for example, shut down Redfall developer Arcane Austin alongside Hi-Fi Rush Ghostwire Tokyo developer Tango Gameworks in 2024, despite posting a 17% increase in revenue and a 21.9 billion in profit in the last financial earnings report. But Miyazaki appeared confident. Kadokawa shares his opinion on layoffs. Speaking to myself and this company, I want to say that this thing is not something I would wish on the staff at FromSoft in a million years. I'm pretty sure our parent company, Kadokawa, understands that and shares that view. He then referenced former Nintendo president Satoru Iwata, who famously took a pay cut himself when profits were down instead of resorting to layoffs. I sincerely doubt employees who fear that may be laid off will be able to develop software titles that could impress people around the world. That was what Iwata said. Oh, sorry. Iwata said at the time. Miyazaki echoed the statement. I think it was the old ex-president of Nintendo, Iwata, who said people who are afraid of losing their jobs are afraid of making good things. I'm paraphrasing that, but I totally share that view. I just think, damn, that's pretty cool. I like how much, some of these guys, Nintendo, it kind of has these said like former president Iwata and then Miyazaki for FromSoft are willing to figure out ways to make the companies run without cutting jobs. It's just one of those things. I think it's something that should be applauded. I mean, it's there's so many of these guys who are getting paid tons of money, and if not always the case, but if there's a way that like, hey, I can take a pay cut and to make sure that we as a company can stay as a whole and keep making great games, that's huge. And people believe in and will follow people who are willing to help them out like that. It's cool to see. That's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the news. Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out for it, and I will see y'all on the other side.